We are now streaming on YouTube and we're also streaming on Zoom. So I appreciate all of you being here. I'm going to be talking about a big issue with payment processing customers that you're going to talk to so that you can solve the problem. You know, part of sales is helping illuminate issues that they may have and solving those issues, right? Sometimes they don't even know about the issue. It's a nagging thing. Sometimes they do know about it, but it's nice for you to know about it. If you don't take credit cards today yourself, you wouldn't know about this issue. But if you have taken credit cards, then you do know about this issue. And what it is, it's unpredictable monthly fees, unpredictability of the fees. Write that down because when you're trying to budget for your business, the fees change. It's not like Netflix where it's the same cost every month. The fees change based on the cards used. So if you are not aware of this, there's a lot of cards where they're only going to be charged 2%, but other cards are going to be charged 4. Other cards are only going to be charged 3. Some are going to be charged 4.5. And you just don't know. So on low margin products, it's difficult to take credit cards if you got to pay 4% on something or 4.5 or 2.25, or you're like some months your monthly fees on 100,000 sales are only $2,000. Other months they're 4,200. You're like, I wasn't planning on 4,200 on the first of the month. I was planning on 2,000 because last month it was only 2,000 and our sales were the same. Imagine you're the business owner. And well, if you got a rent payment or a car payment, imagine your car payment's different every month and you don't know what it is till they took the money. They don't tell you in advance. You find out when it's deducted from your account. There's no statement you get before. When you pay that car payment, you know it's 470 a month. Well, what if it was 620 one month and they didn't tell you and they just took 620 out? You're like, what's going on? Well, hey, the fees are higher this month because the roads you drove down were a little more costly. Well, I didn't know that. There's no way for us to know that we're on a higher expense road. So when you're talking to business owners, why is this important to know? Because dual pricing solves it. Dual pricing makes budgeting predictable because by them putting that flat 4% fee on to the customer using the card, that as long as they're doing 10 to 15 grand a month in processing, it usually covers every fee they've got. So very rarely do they have a cost. And if so, it's very small, it's minuscule. So it makes budgeting your business movement just like your home budget. If your car payment varied from 400 to 600 a month, or 4 to 7, or 3 to 8, you'd be like, I don't know if I got money this week or not. Depends on what they take out of my car payment next week. So it's usually one of the biggest expenses of a business owner is their payment processing fees, at least that week. The first of the month is when most of them take it out. And that's when your rent's due and a lot of things are due, right? So that's a real pain point for business owners who take credit cards. So make sure as you're talking to people, you throw that into your messaging as one of the benefits of dual pricing is you don't have to worry about the unpredictable costs of the fees. You don't have to worry about budgeting. All right. So that's the pro tip for today. That's a problem you're solving with dual pricing. But not only is budgeting better, but profit then is easy to forecast. And when you're considering profit, anyone who pays real close attention to their business, cost of goods sold, cost of goods sold is a big number you got to look at. So you look at your sales amount. You sell a hamburger for 15 bucks. What does it cost to make that hamburger? The staff, the meat, the bread, the ketchup, the spoilage, because every once in a while you got to throw some beef away because you didn't sell it fast enough. So there's all these costs that are put into it. And then you've got the payment processing cost, which you got to add that to every dollar in revenue you do, which comes right off your gross profit. Well, dual pricing, not only does it make it predictable, it helps your gross profit go up. So that's what we wanted to talk to you about today. That's the pro tip today is add that to your discussions. Predictability of fees or unpredictability of fees is the problem. Dual pricing solves that. And again, if your car payment coming out tomorrow is going to be $300 more, but you don't know until they took it out, what would that do to your family budget each week? The fees change radically on the first of each month. So live that way as a business owner. That drives them bananas. All right, that's it for today. Any questions from anybody? about this pro tip or anything else that is payment processing. Okay, then I'll just throw one more thing on. When you're getting clients, one of the things that you got to be mindful of is when they fill out their forms and it says the highest ticket item, they got to put the highest ticket item in their store. Even if their average ticket item, like Tyler was just saying, if it's a hardware store, they may say our average ticket is only $82, but if they sell chainsaws and lawnmowers at 640, they got to put 640. So you put your average ticket, but you got to put your highest ticket item too. If you do a service, if you also go, as a hardware store, you also do tree removal and you're going to charge them $3,200, you got to add that to your app. So transparency keeps holds from happening because holds happen. And a hold is when the processor gets scared because either your sales went up real fast or the ticket items went real big because they're giving you the money. There's no guarantee they can get it back if they get a complaint. All right. So unpredictability of fees is what you can solve with dual pricing. Driving profit is what you can solve with dual pricing. And transparent applications, full disclosure, may take it a little longer to get approved. But now when they run that $16,000 transaction through at that hardware store, they don't have an issue with their funds being put on hold because they already disclosed that sometimes they're going to do a $16,000 transaction. It may only be twice a year, but we're going to do it. And when they do, they don't have to worry about the money being held. But if they don't, that transaction will either be declined because it's too high or they'll hold the money because they didn't approve you to do a $16,000 transaction. They're really giving you an advance, a loan. So that customer says, I didn't order that. They got to take it back from you. Well, what if it's not in your bank account because you already spent it? That's why holds are a killer to businesses. All right. Any questions about anything I talked about today? If not, then I look forward to tomorrow, the agent update call at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, because we got some great stuff for you. If you didn't watch the live meeting of the game plan Tuesday night, pull the documents down, go through it. We're going to be uploading the recording later today.